Oktoberfest has been going on for more than 200 years. Good morning, I'm Chef Micelle Bernstein, and I don't mean continually for those 200 plus years, just for 2 weeks every year. Now that that's clear, join me because it's Oktoberfest, SOFLO style, today on SOFLO Taste.
This is South Florida. It's where I live and work. I'm Chef Micelle Bernstein. South Florida is more than sun, sand, and sea. It's a lifestyle of fashion, sound, culture, and of course, food. Food with taste from all over the world. Join me as we celebrate the food of South Florida.
And the people who love it.
Join me as we experience SOFLO Taste.
Welcome, Taste Buds. Strike up the Oompa Band and get ready to celebrate Oktoberfest. So today I thought it would be fun to give you some recipes to make your Oktoberfest SOFLO style. So let's get kochen. Pretzels. There's lots of pretzel recipes out there, and I was surprised to see a very nice, simple pretzel recipe done by Grant Ackett. He's a very, very famous chef. So in this bowl, we have hot water and brown sugar to start. That melts the brown sugar. And then to that, we added yeast, and a little bit of oil goes into it. And if you can see how beautifully foamy it is to show that the yeast is working, that's what you want to see. If you don't get this foaminess, it means that your yeast might be expired, and I would start this over again. Okay, to that, and we changed the recipe a little bit to make it a little easier. He does a lot of stuff by hand, and we found that making it all in the mixer worked out beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and add the flour to the mixer, and after it comes together, he works it for about 3 to 4 minutes. And there she goes. So the dough will knead for 3 minutes. All right, after 3 minutes, go ahead and remove the dough from the hook and have an oiled bowl ready to go. You're gonna go ahead and put this right in there. Wrap it in plastic wrap and set it somewhere a little bit warm, room temperature to warm. So somewhere near your oven. My kitchen is a pretty warm place, but if you know of another warm place, I mean, we are in South Florida, there's a lot of warm places in the house. Go ahead and set it somewhere warm. It takes about 45 minutes to get to here. So this is what it looks like after 45 minutes. Isn't it beautiful? I love this. So this is the state where we call punching, right? So go ahead and punch it down and gather your dough. And this is where I need Amanda, because she knows how to shape beautiful pretzels. Hi, Amanda. Hi. Don't laugh. You make beautiful pretzels. And I am going to shape it into sticks. Grant makes sticks for his snacks. And what we loved is that he buttered both sides of the parchment paper, right? Mm-hmm. Which is just delicious. So have a scale nearby, and we're going to cut them into 2 1/4 ounce pieces. So I'm guessing it looks like about, okay. So I'm just gonna let Amanda show you how she does a pretzel shape, and I'm gonna roll some nice long sticks. And we decided together that they taste a lot like, they kind of taste like a mall pretzel, if you will, which were kind of delicious. So they have this like sweet, salty quality to them. It was a bit addictive, no? Mm-hmm. Amanda and I are trying not to eat a lot of bread these days, and this was not the greatest recipe to test while you're trying to avoid gluten, but they are really good. And you know, it's Oktoberfest, so we're having some fun. How long do I do it?
About like that.
Okay.
Like a 1/2 inch thick.
Okay. Can I throw some over here?
Mm-hmm.
You're good at your pretzel making, Amanda. Are you going to leave me to go work at Aunt, you know what?
I'm not that fast.
All right, so what's kind of cool about this is that after this gets done, how long do these sit?
20 minutes, 20, 25.
So 20, 25 minutes. And after those 25 minutes, we are actually going to boil them in salted water, dry them off, and then we are going to start baking, right? Mm-hmm. Great. So come right back, and we are going to boil some pretzels while you're gone. but I have a lot of other delicious Oktoberfest inspired recipes for you, so don't move.
SOFLO Taste will return right after this.
I am here at the fabulous Faena Hotel on South Beach to give you just a little taste of this new visually thrilling production of The Cook, the Thief, his wife, and her lover, which happily my food is very much a part of. This is the canapé, or the hors d'oeuvre, for the vegans. We're trying to make it all come together. James, Andrew, this is so exciting. We are sitting in the Faena Theater. It's amazing. James is the producer, Andrew's the director, and they have created the most amazing show.
Hi, welcome to the holidays.
What are we calling this experience? Because I still don't know what to call it.
A dining and theatre experience, I think, is what we're calling it. Immersive and experiential.
This is the first time I'm cooking as part of a show, and we are trying to weave it all together. This is when I get a little nervous. Between your production and the music and the theatrics and the food. We're about 15, 20 minutes away from showtime. So everything has to be hot, ready to go.
Our first course, like us, began in the ocean.
It's quite an experience for us too. I think we're both used to working in forms of theatre that crosses different media together, so often lots of music and lots of dance, other kinds of storytelling.
Making money is my business and eating is my pleasure.
To be collaborating with that other creative team member, Chef Michelle, I mean, what a treat.
So what's this? This is
So the vegan leche de tigre and the non-vegan leche de tigre.
And just every day learning so many new things. Like, I never knew what went on in the kitchen. It's absolutely fascinating. And watching how much talent happens there and all the things.
Kind of a
behind the
show
scenes.
there as well.
It is a show,
Yeah.
it is a show.
She's making canapés for the non-vegan, and it has Gruyere cheese, and it's filled with burrata and tomato marmalade on the inside. So these are the ceviche. Go to faenatheater.com to get tickets and more information about the show. So everybody, this is my first course. It's about to go out. You need to go now because I cannot divulge the rest of the show. Mwah. I hope to see you here soon. It is showtime. Welcome back to SOFLO Taste. Oktoberfest began as Bavaria celebrated the wedding of Princess Teresa and Crown Prince Ludwig. October 12, 1810, those two crazy kids could never have imagined what their very personal day would become. So when you're celebrating Oktoberfest, lift your stein to the reason for all of this, Terry and Luddy. Now back to our celebration. Wow. Thanks, y'all, for giving us all this good stuff. So we bought all kinds of German stuff. This is Franziskaner beer. We bought all kinds of cool mustards, all types of German mustards. And of course, we had to bring some sausages, right? And we were explained how to cook them as well. So we've got my personal favorite, the Weisswurst, white sausage, which we were told to poach in water. They called this a beef sausage, but let's face it, this is a hot dog. Maybe it's a great hot dog, we'll find out in a minute. And then we have a white kielbasa. And then we have the kielbasa, which is delicately smoked. And we were told that the white one, when smoked, turns into this one. Okay, sure. They know a heck of a lot more than I do. So we're gonna cook some sausages because when we come back, we're gonna make something delicious to go with it. But for now, where would we be in Oktoberfest without Wiener Schnitzel? I don't know. I don't want to be there. So let's make some Wiener Schnitzel. We've got some beautiful pork chops, boneless, from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. It's delawarechicken.com. They rock, love their stuff, and this pork dish is amazing. They are on 4191 State Road 7 in Hollywood. Go see them. So I'm gonna go ahead and season the pork up a little bit. We flatten them a little, not too much. I would say that this is about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch. That's about 1/2 an inch thick. So we didn't want to get too thin because then you'll kind of lose it and it'll all be breading, right? So you want a little bite, but you want it to where it slices really nicely and easily. So season it with salt and pepper. Go ahead right into all-purpose flour. And then for the eggs, I did it the German way. They mix a little bit of cream, or you can use half and half, into the egg wash, like so. And then right into breadcrumbs. These are just plain breadcrumbs. We're not doing panko today. We are going traditional. And there we have it. So you want to coat both sides really well in your breadcrumb. And this would go beautifully with any of those mustards that we have there. So I have heating some neutral oil, like a grapeseed or peanut works really nicely. But if you have corn or safflower at home, that's totally good too. And then let's go right ahead and drop our pork right into the oil. Very delicately. Don't hurt yourself. Oh yeah, beautiful. So these do not need to go into the oven. All the cooking that we're doing in the oil up here is all the cooking you need, especially when you flatten it down to be about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. You do not need to go into an oven. Just make sure you're not on too high because you don't want it to burn before it does cook all the way through. So we can pick any one of these beautiful mustards. This one's spicy, this one's grainy, Bavarian style, sweet. Dusseldorf style looks kind of interesting to me. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, I think I found mine. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of mustard right down on the plate for myself. Lovely. All right, let's see how these beauties are doing. I love putting some larger sea salt over my Wiener Schnitzel when I serve it. Go ahead and put it right down on the serving dish. All right, I'll pull this one out. All right, we've got some knockwurst to flip over. Come back, we're gonna cook some pretzels, and of course, a delicious side dish you probably won't ever forget. Come right back.
Hi, I'm design expert Elena Capra. Michelle will be right back. And don't forget, stay tuned for another episode of SOFLO Home Project following SOFLO Taste.
Welcome back to SOFLO Taste. We're here at JA World in Coconut Creek. Here, volunteers are always welcome. JA programs would not exist without the support of volunteers. If you'd like to help our children, please contact Junior Achievement of South Florida at jasouthflorida.org. All right, so I have started rendering the bacon for a beautiful apple and sauerkraut dish. If you like sauerkraut, then you will love this. If you hate sauerkraut, I think you will like this. So I started rendering this gorgeous fatback bacon that I got at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market as well. It's just beautiful. We cut it into nice little square pieces. So I'm just rendering that, and our sausages are cooking away. Let's go ahead and get our pretzels in the oven. So they were poached in salty water for seconds. It's basically one side, the other side, and then out. Okay, and then dried up a little bit. A fresh piece of parchment paper brushed with more butter. Take a little bit of egg wash, which basically just means a mixed up egg. Just scramble an egg, brush it on your pretzels, And we are using Malden salt, sea salt, but there is a larger kosher salt out there if you want that. There's all different textures of salt out there, depending on what kind of a crunch you like. Go ahead and brush our long ones. All right. So what's great about these also is the fact that they cook in a matter of 5 to 7 minutes at the most. They do turn a nice dark color if we're doing things right. Okay, let's go right in. All right, moving on to our sauerkraut. Into the rendered bacon, I'm going to add some sliced up apples. These have been peeled, cored, and sliced. And we're going to caramelize them in the bacon fat. For flavor, we have juniper berries. If you've never used juniper berries before, these actually are what make rum. Sorry, these are what make gin. Excuse me. I use juniper a lot when I cure salmon. It has a very, it's a smell unto its own. There's nothing like it. Juniper is delicious. If you can't find it, you can get it online. And if you don't feel like it, then don't bother. Fennel seeds would be delicious in this as well, so you can use that instead if you'd like. But I'm going to throw some juniper into mine and a couple of bay leaves and start mixing. And at this point, our sausages have cooked. I'm going to shut them off and add your sauerkraut to the pan as well. Once everything begins to caramelize and your apples start getting nice color on them, go ahead and add a little bit of dry white wine. And then it needs just a pinch of sugar to balance it out. Not going to add salt yet because it has, the salty bacon, and so I'd rather just wait on that. So let's see how our sausages are. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little platter together of some mixed sausages. And we were told in the German store to poach these, but I have to be honest, I could see any of these being grilled or sauteed like we did today to any of those, and they'd be delicious. All right, so let's see how our sauerkraut is doing. And this is a really beautiful dish. So this would go really nicely with anything that we've made today. Obviously, the pork schnitzel and the sausages. It would also go really beautifully with roast chicken. You'll find a lot of Oktoberfest in Germany. The parties serve a lot of roast chicken too. So that would go really lovely with the sauerkraut. So this is actually ready. Let's go ahead and serve this up. Come right back. Let's take a look at how our pretzels came out, and maybe we'll dunk them in some mustard together. You're watching SOFLO Taste. That shows you have good taste. Welcome back to Oktoberfest here on SOFLO Taste. Let's get our pretzels out of the oven. Woo! Mira que lindo. Look how pretty. I know that wasn't German, but Spanish is what you got with me. So, they're nice and crisp on the outside. They smell delicious. So let's go ahead and put them on a platter. Sorry, they're really warm. Nobody likes me, so they didn't give me a spatula. Thanks, Amanda. kind of good when they tear it home because you can eat, you know, whatever gets torn, but I'm on television, so I can't do that. All right, that's enough. And there you have it. I think that we have made a beautiful feast for Oktoberfest. I mean, look at that. With a big old German beer. I think we're ready. It's time to party. Well, that's our SOFLO for this time. Have a happy and healthy Oktoberfest. Next week, I'm rocking some shrimp, the fruit of the sea. Be here for a huge shrimp of a show on SOFLO Taste. Now let's chicken with design expert Elena Capra. Good morning, Elena.
Hey Michelle, today we're in Wynwood. It's such a fun and colorful place. Coming up on SOFLO Home Project, we tour an amazing creative apartment community located in the heart of Wynwood, and I can't wait to show you.
So taste buds, have a good week, and I'll see you next time here on SOFLO Taste. Goodbye and good taste, or guter Geschmack. Guten Appetit.